Hello everyone and welcome. In this video I'm going to be discussing gear crafting, weapon crafting, recalibration and blueprints in the Division Resurgence. There's quite a lot of depth to this, so I want to go over it all now for you so you know what to expect coming into this game. Or if you haven't quite picked up the game yet and you're wondering about all of this, hopefully I'll answer any question that you have now. That's the aim. So a little bit of a guide. I played the game. I'm currently level 20. I've unlocked everything I think I need to have unlocked ready for this and to show you what I need to show you. So let's talk about blueprints first. I'm going to remove my cam so you can see the whole screen, and we're going to talk about blueprints first. We've got gear crafting and we got weapon crafting. This is at the base of operations in New York. You can find everything you need here. Here's the equipment improvement station as well, which we'll be covering in this video. Let's head over to the gear crafting station. So when we go to this gear crafting station, we can currently see the blueprints that we have available to us, and if we want to, we can start crafting these items. Now I highly recommend that you're crafting all of the time because you want to get your crafting expertise level up. Even if you don't need anything, getting this level up is going to be a big advantage to you. It does cost resources though, so you're going to need to have the resources to do it, and it has a lengthy time on crafting items. It's 24 hours to craft any of these. So once you start crafting, you're going to wait a day until it's done. So I'll be working on this all the time just to get your crafting expertise level up, and that's what I want to talk about first. So your crafting expertise level, we click on that. As you craft, you'll be gaining level, and you'll notice that at level 0 where we are, or level 1 sorry, we got a 70% chance of the item being a green item once it's crafted, and 30% chance of it being a blue. But as we craft more and we get this expertise level up, it'll go all the way to expertise level 10, and that's where you want it at, especially as you get later in the game, because at expertise level 10, when you craft an item, you have 75% chance of it being superior, but 25% chance it's going to be a high-end item, and that's very important. So just working on your crafting and just crafting items for the sake of crafting as you go is going to get your expertise level up faster. So that's the first thing I'm going to advise you to do. Now I'm not sure later in the game if we can get more items in our crafting queue. I imagine we will, so we can craft multiple items at once, but right now at the start you can only craft one item per day pretty much. So that's how the crafting expertise works, and just generally crafting items. Now for the blueprints themselves, you'll see I've only got 4 masks available to me right here, and there's quite a lot that are locked, and this is because you need to unlock the blueprints. Now to unlock the blueprints, you'll unlock them as soon as you find the item. So however you loot it, whether it's off a body, a reward from a mission, or anything like that, whenever you get a gear piece or a weapon, this works for weapons as well, you're also going to unlock the blueprint for it, and that's how you unlock them. The only thing that this doesn't work with is exotic items. When you get an exotic, you're not going to get an exotic blueprint, unfortunately, but everything besides that, you will get a blueprint for it. So at this point, if we just back out of the gear station and head over to the weapon station, it's going to look exactly the same, but this time it's going to be weapons. Now I'm not 100% yet whether the crafting expertise is spread across both of the stations. I'm gonna assume it is. Later down the line, once we've actually invested time in this and we do a further video, we'll have that information for sure, but I'm pretty sure the crafting expertise is for both of the stations. It's not that you have to level both of them up, because the crafting queue is going to be the same for both, I imagine. It's just the blueprints menu. When you go into the blueprints, that's going to be different. It'll either show gear or show weapons, and we can view the blueprints menu. We can view an armory, and here's the weapon itself. But if we go back, you can see the armory, and from here you can see all the shotguns you can find, rifles, MMRs, and if we're on the gear armory, you'd see all the different gear here, and it also shows you the current exotics that are in the game as well, with the warlord there and the Lady Death. But just remember, when you do collect these, they don't give you blueprints for them, but any of the other weapons, as you find them in the open world through rewards or whatever, you will unlock the blueprint for them. So that's how blueprints work, and that's how crafting works. Unlock the blueprint, come and craft them, and the more you craft, the better odds you've got of it being an item that's going to be worth more to you, because in time, at level 10, you got more chance of getting the higher end items. After explaining all of that, crafting at the beginning of the game might seem a little bit rough. Like, I'm currently on a superior build with a high-end piece already, so green and blue is not really much worth to me apart from increasing that crafting expertise. However, when you do get higher, you're going to have a chance to get some real good items out of it, and when you do craft the piece, everything's kind of going to be random, and it shows you here on the screen what it's going to be, whether it's for guns or gear. It'll show you the possible attributes and the score you can get, the health range, the armor range, and you can preview as well the set of talents that you might get on this piece. And this can be quite important. So when you are crafting gear, as an example, there are different gear set types that you can get and different talents as well. So it's worth looking at what talents you can get, because you're going to get one of those. And it's also worth looking at what gear set types might come from it as well, because if you're working towards a particular gear set for your build, then you'll know which items you want to craft based off of that. You're not going to want to craft something where you can't get the set type that you're looking for. So make sure you're looking at all of this before crafting items later on in the game, because if you want the ones that you want the right set type for and the right sort of talents, you can preview them and they will tell you what they can come with, which is very handy, and the information is up front there. So that's a very valuable resource when you're crafting for builds. And also another thing to look out for is the tier type on the blueprint. Some of these here are tier 0, and you'll notice some are tier 1. The difference between tier 0 and tier 1 there is quite obvious. You can see the bump in stats that you're getting between tier 0 and tier 1. But bear in mind, even if you've unlocked a tier 1 piece, you're not going to be able to craft it until you've upgraded your crafting expertise a little bit. Now with weapons, if we just head back to the weapon station, there is a little bit extra, and I really like this. So if we head into a blueprint here, we'll use the vector, and we're going to view the vector in the armory. We can see all these different tabs for the vector. So these are the weapon stats. It shows you what talents it can come with and things like that before you craft it. But then you have tactical augmentations. I believe these are on the gear pieces as well, and if you find these are rare items that you can find, and once you find them, you're able to come and invest them into your blueprints. Now if I was to, I've already invested this first one here, so we found one of the vector augments, we invested it, and now whenever I craft the vector, it's going to come with increased multi-shot damage by 10% and multi-shot damage by, sorry, skill multi-shot damage by 10%. So that's already on there. We've got that augment, we've put it on the vector, so whenever I craft these now, that's a bonus for it. And as you find more augments, you can invest them into your blueprints to get more perks. The next one there being 20% weapon damage, and then 40% damage, well it says damage, so I'm guessing for skills as well, and then 60% damage, and then 80% damage. These are a rare resource though, and as you can see as it goes down, you need 1 for the next stage, but then 2 are needed, 3 are needed, and 4 are needed. But getting all of the tactical augments to max out a blueprint are really gonna buff the weapon for you, so make sure you're looking for those and you're getting them when you can and you invest in them. The next thing with weapons though, which is a weapon only thing, is proficiency. This is another way to upgrade your weapon blueprints. If you use the item, you're able to unlock enhancements. So for this vector, to get level 1, I can use the vector for 5 ACP, assist in neutralizing 30 enemies. Enemies can't be 5 levels lower than you know. Once I've killed 30 enemies, I can claim a proficiency level point, and it's going to upgrade my stats of this blueprint. And as I work through the proficiency of this blueprint with the weapon, I can get to proficiency level 10, and it'll give me the maximum benefits. So we can see here for the first one, I'm going to get 5% accuracy, then I'm going to get vertical stability, horizontal stability, and so on. So it's well worth working through your weapons, especially the ones that you like, to get them maxed proficiency, so you get the maximum buff on them when you do craft them. That's something you also want to be working on with weapons, along with the tactical augmentation. Now I've not unlocked the power tier enhancement because it unlocks at level 30 and I'm not there yet, but my guess with that is that level or tier 0 weapons or tier 0 gear, you're going to be able to up that to a tier 1 blueprint, which we spoke about before. Tier 1 blueprints are going to give you better stats. I'm not sure if that will go beyond tier 1 to tier 2 and so on, but potentially it does. When I remake one of these videos down the line and we played the game more, we'll be able to speak about that more. But for your blueprints, your crafting, your weapons, your gear, there's a lot you need to be focusing on there. You, again, just to very quickly recap before we move over to recalibration, you want to make sure you're working on your crafting expertise by crafting regular. You want to be making sure you're crafting blueprints for guns that you like and using them to complete the proficiency to make them stronger. And you want to be keeping an eye out for any gear or weapon augments which you can invest into the blueprints to make them stronger again. The stronger the blueprint and with maximum expertise on the crafting, the better weapons and gear you're going to be able to craft to make yourself even stronger. So, we've covered the blueprints, we've covered crafting and everything you can do with gear and weapons. What about recalibration? Well, the recalibration station is just behind us, the equipment improvement station. Now, right away from the start of the game, you have the ability to improve your items. You don't need to come to this station. You can just do this by going into your build menu and improving them. So if I go into my build now, this is the current build that I've got on me, and I can just click on the weapon like my warlord here, and I can click on improve. As I rank up my character level, I can rank up my weapons and my gear just by pressing improve on it. I can click the maximum level to take it up to, and I can improve it. It'll improve the stats of the weapon and the power level of the weapon, and you're going to want to be doing this at all times. As you increase your player level, you want to increase your gear level so you stay powerful. By secondary here, I'm going to do exactly the same. We're going to click on improve, and we're going to improve that as well. You do need resources. If you are short on them, you can click on them. You can click find, and it tells you all the ways that you can go and farm them if you want to farm them. Like for example, with this resource, I could do mission replay, reach level 9 or higher to obtain. So we have done that. We can just replay missions in the hope of being rewarded that item. And any items in the game you're short on, you can check like that to see where you get them from. So we're going to upgrade that secondary weapon now. And as I said, this is going to be a constant. You're going to want to be upgrading your builds all the time, every time you level up. And you're also going to want to be doing your gear pieces as well. I'm not going to do my gear pieces right now because I want to have a little look at all the new items I've got and make sure I've got the best items that I want on me. But yeah, keep upgrading as you're upgrading with your player, and also your OS protocols. You want to upgrade those also, and any mods that you've got as well. Make sure you've got your mods on, your specializations, all from this menu. It does a great way of showing you that there's something needing doing with exclamation marks. So if you got an exclamation mark there, it needs attention. You've got a mod, or you got something you can upgrade or something like that, which is going to improve your power and make the game easier as you're progressing. But one thing you can't do from here is recalibration. So when you're starting to really get in depth with builds, you need to get to level 20 to come to this equipment improvement station to then be able to recalibrate. So again, you won't be able to go into this menu until you're level 20. But in the recalibration menu, you're able to recalibrate any exotics or high-end items. So I've currently got one exotic there, and I've got one high-end item. If I try to do a superior, it'll tell me only equipment of high-end quality or above can be recalibrated. So there's nothing we can do with superior or lower. So let's have a look at the warlord. We can see here what attributes it's got and what talents it's got. We can click on that, and if we want to recalibrate, we've got resources down there that we need to find in order to recalibrate it. And when we recalibrate it, we can have a look on the eye icon, the odds of what we can get, basically. So I've currently got headshot damage, but if I do recalibrate, my possible attributes are any of these. It could be weapon critical hit damage, weapon damage, multi-shot chance, skill critical damage, skill intensity, and it gives you the chances there. So there's lots of things that could roll there if I did decide I wanted to recalibrate it. We are going to show you what that looks like in a moment because I don't have the resources to do it on this exotic, but it's the same with armor as well. I've currently got armor. I can click the eye and it'll show me anything that could roll there if I tried recalibrating that. And it's the same for the talents. You can click on the talents, and the talent will show you what it's currently got, so proficient reload 2. But if I click on the eye, it'll show me what other possible talents there are if I recalibrate it. So if I don't like proficient reload 2, which is current, I can recalibrate it to try and get one of these possible outcomes to replace it. And the same with misdirection insurance 2 there. If I don't like that, I can recalibrate that instead to see something else that I can get. Now, it's important to bear in mind you can only do one recalibration of an item on a gun or gear piece. So if I was to recalibrate my armor, everything else would then be locked out and set in stone. I would never be able to change the 2 talents or the headshot damage. So you kind of want to farm for pieces until you've got 3 of the 4 or whatever it is that you want, and there's only just one that you're not so sure about. Recalibrate that so the gear piece is perfect for you. It's kind of like the end goal for builds, is to have builds with everything that you want on them. So that's the farm, and the one recalibration on guns and gears can really help get there. So let's do one now. If we go over to the high-end item here, my sniper rifle, it's got skill shredding damage on it, received healing on it, multi-pronged attack, and adaptation. If we have a look at multi-pronged attack, this hits grant 3.6% skill multi-shot chance for 10 seconds up to 5 stacks. I've got adaptation, which I'm going to use my mouse instead here. Body shots grant 4.8 skill duration for 8 seconds. Headshot grants 6% skill intensity for 8 seconds. And then there's received healing, and then there's skill shredding damage. Now this gun I'm really not bothered about. I'm not really bothered about any of those 4 stats whatsoever. I only wear it because it's high end, giving me a power boost. I mainly use the exotic there. So I was going to do the received healing, okay? Now we've got this resource here that's going to enable us to recalibrate. I'm going to click the eye, it shows me all the possible outcomes there, and when I hit on recalibration, it will give me a warning. Only one modifier can be selected for recalibration. Once confirmed, selection cannot be changed. So I'm going to say don't show me this again because I know that, but you do get that warning. Once I confirm, it is going to replace it for me, and it's not like it gives you a choice of them, so that's important to know. So at the minute I can give up if I want to, and I want to keep the old one, or I can click save. So at the minute received healing is on there, but if I hit save, it's gonna put on weapon piercing damage instead and give me a boost to my power score, which is good. That's actually quite a good roll. So I'm gonna click on save, and it's gonna save the new attribute. We've now got weapon piercing damage. Now, when we go back and have a look at this, you'll notice that even though the equipment has already been recalibrated, this mod can be recalibrated again. So it's took out everything else that's on there because it's no longer available. We've done our one recalibration, but we can keep on re-rolling this now if we didn't get what we want. So again, just like we said, you kind of aiming to get builds that have quite a few rolls that you want anyway, so only one roll is needed to make the piece perfect for you, because once you've done that roll, you can't change anything else anyway. So if it's completely trash, you might not want to recalibrate, like I've done in this instance, because this is not a gun I'm going to continue using even though I've now got one good roll on it. You kind of want to do recalibration on gear and weapons that are close to what you'd think was perfect for your build. And that is everything. That is recalibration, that is crafting, that is how blueprints work, and the proficiency farm and expertise farm that you're going to want to be doing. And it's quite a big farm. It gives you quite a lot to do. I'd definitely, like I said, early game, focus on crafting items to get your crafting expertise up. Focus on using some of your favorite weapons to get them proficient and get the proficiency up. And then when you are thinking about builds and you want those perfect rolls, you can then craft them and keep on crafting them every day to hopefully get that high-end one that you want with the rolls that you want, or just one off. So then once it's just got that one attribute that's just fell short, you can come over to the equipment improvement station and recalibrate it to make it absolutely perfect. It's kind of the aim for what you want to be doing with your builds as you go towards the end of the game. Now, I'm very early in the game myself. I haven't really put any builds together right now. I've just been using what's been dropping for me, but I can't wait to get in some builds on this game and start putting some powerful builds together for the end game content, whatever that is going to be, some tough, difficult content. We'll certainly share more videos down the line, and as time goes on, if we make this video, I can be able to show you a little bit more of you know, what builds I put together. We'll share some builds that we put together, but I think I've covered everything you need to know there. If there's any questions about the equipment improvement station, gear crafting, weapon crafting, proficiency, the blueprints, anything, drop it down in the comment section. I'll answer anything that I can. Don't forget to like the video as well, subscribe for more Division Resurgence content, and thank you for watching. I hope the video has been helpful. Until next time, take care.